Are we live?
We are.
Awesome, awesome. This has been a long time coming, but 10 years in the making. We are finally, getting the band back together again for Black Citizen. Super excited to see you both. Sarah, Obai, what's going on? What's happening in your lives?
I mean, you got us working. Theo, you know what's happening. We're over here just really coming together. Getting, like you said, the best way you could explain it is we got the old gang back together, trying to mobilize people of color, make an impact for Black folk, and do the best we can.
Yeah, 100%. And I think the main thing in all this is really finding those spaces in which we can all be our most authentic, have opportunities to provide the most value in our communities, and build something that is going to stand the test of time. It's really a method in bricklaying. We're not trying to build a wall in one day, but we're trying to build it over time and make sure that everyone gets to lay their own brick and provide something unique to the community here in the Bay Area.
Very nice. So it's funny, when we were organizing back in the day, two of the things that we were missing was, at least in my opinion, the network, right? Access to folks who were in power, access to folks who had money. And then the second thing we were missing, I think, was the intentionality, right? We were kind of running young, wild, and free. So that's really, the impetus behind starting Black Citizen right now. There are so many young folks who are out organizing, who are out doing good work. And the void that is missing is that bridge, right? How do we connect our networks from organizing over the past 10, 15 years to emerging organizing efforts and folks who are really doing the work? So, we got corporations throwing dollars at new initiatives to advance Black lives, but how do we get those dollars to folks on the ground? And that's really why we started this. So super excited to jump right into our event on Tuesday. Young, elected, and Black. These are some dope individuals.
Yeah.
Sarah, you've connected us to Angie. Tell us a little bit about her, and
sure.
And yeah, just floor is yours.
Sure. So Angie Nixon, like you said, this is just a dope lineup, and she is amazing. I've known her, it's going on 5 years now, when she was working a presidential campaign out here in Oakland. She is the newly elected Florida State House of Representatives, and she ran an amazing, furious campaign.
Beat the incumbent.
Beating
That's a big
the
deal.
incumbent. It is. She's young, she's Black, and now she's elected, right? So Angie's the real deal. If you go to her website or you follow her on social media, she walks the walk, talks the walk, walks the talk. Is that? Yep. She does it all.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to hear her point of view, her perspective. And again, she's newly elected, so we'll see what she has to say.
And we know, Obai, that Michael Tubbs is he's a legend, and he's been in the Bay Area, obviously born and raised in Stockton, but tell us a little bit about Michael and why he's going to be important for this discussion.
Yeah, absolutely. I met Michael Tubbs back in 2014 at one of the Democratic, state Democratic conventions I think it was held in Sacramento at the time. And, we had a great conversation, but, one of the things that always stood out most to me is the poise, the vision that he had, and the love really that he had for his community and those around him. And it's those kinds of work, that love that he has for his community, that allowed him to see beyond, I think, what people thought of Stockton. The fact that he brought universal basic income, 30 under 30 on the Forbes list. He's been able to bring, business, work on crime prevention. The list goes on, right? And I'm just very excited, that we're all going to be able to just share a space and, be in community and, just have a very thoughtful dialogue on what it means to be young, elected, and Black, especially here in California, where you don't see too many of us. So, this is going to be pretty awesome. And I know that you're going to have I know you've been in contact with Representative Anderson, and I'm sure you have a few words to say on that too.
Yeah, I mean, so Jeramey is super dope as well, and it's crazy that we are able to just connect these folks from all across the country, because that's what movement building and power building is all about. I met Jeramey when he first ran for office. So he's a member of the Mississippi State House of Representatives. He was first elected to the chamber at the age of 21, which is insane.
Amazing.
Exactly, right? When he ran, all the odds were stacked against him in the Deep South, and they're working on progressive issues like that if you look at California and where we are on issues, then you look over at Mississippi and what he's dealing with there. He's really fighting to really basic stuff. He co-authored legislation around like minimum wage, advocating for full funding around public education, wage equality, criminal justice reform. So things in California that we talk about each and every day. Jeramey is leading the way in Mississippi. Also a candidate for mayor. He recently launched his campaign in the middle of frickin' COVID-19 for mayor of Moss Point. And I don't know, he's a small business owner. Like this guy, all three of them always, when do they sleep? Like
Right.
It's amazing and dope lineup.
Yeah, I just want to add too, talking about small business owners, Angie's daughter, even more amazing. She's authored, I think, 3 or 4 books. We own the whole set here. The Moxie Girl group, teaching young girls to be comfortable with their hair and their skin. And it just further goes to how she's real. She cares about Black people and people in general. And she's empowering and uplifting.
Yeah, man.
I could go on and on. Angie, I think she owns an ice cream shop. I mean, there's so much about Angie that we could just keep going on and on.
Well, no, she's fire. Preparing for this, did a whole bunch of background research, and just seeing like her news interviews and like she's the real deal. So this is, I'm super, super excited for this conversation. Tuesday, February 23rd at 3:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We're dealing with everybody on a couple different coasts here. So Pacific Standard Time. If you don't follow us already, Black Citizen CA on all the social media platforms, please do that. I'm super excited about it. Obai, you want to close this out?
Let me say one thing really quick before you close this out, Obai. So you can also register. So blackcitizen.org/events, and all the event info will be there. And you'll also sign up for our newsletter, and there's more of this to come. Close this out.
Yeah, we got some exciting stuff. This is this is the appetizer right here. And this is a good appetizer. This is like,
this is like fancy. This is fancy food right here.
I'll just say, like really briefly, it's the beginning of a movement, and we really, we're going to be building, we're picking up steam, and we want to make sure that this is the most inclusive, unique, something that is not within the same frame of what we've seen in our community so far, and really start again building a legacy for the younger future generations. This is something that I think we're all very proud of, and we can't wait to share it with you.
Sounds great.
Awesome. Thanks everybody.
See you Tuesday.